What's up, everyone? So, welcome to my channel, and this is my very first reaction video. So, ang video natin today is about an upload by The Bright Side stating the 14 reasons of why the Philippines is different from the rest of the world. Medyo old video na to, but yeah, pandemic, wala akong magawa. Nakita ko siya, nag-decide ako na mag-react dito sa video na to. So, let's start.
What if I told you there is a country where over 175 languages are spoken, people text more than anywhere else in the world, and boxing fights directly influence crime rates? It sounds pretty much unbelievable, but it's all true in the Philippines. 14. There are more than 175 spoken languages. There are two official languages in the Philippines: Filipino, based on Tagalog, and English. Filipino is the most commonly spoken and pop culture language, and the government of the country uses English in their work. By the way, the Philippines are number
Wait, klaro lang natin ha. Dito kasi sabi niya official language ang English din. Just to give a explanation, Filipino lang talaga ang official language of the Philippines. So, second in line lang ang English. Kasi nga, we all know naman na nasakop naman talaga ang Pilipinas, Amerika, and so natuto tayo. And English is very universal, 'di ba? So, kahit saan kang pumuntang bansa, talagang yun yung isa sa mga languages na kumbaga maiintindihan kahit hindi mo kalahi. So, Filipino, official language, mother tongue ng Philippines, and second in line lang ang English. Okay.
5 on the list of the world's top English-speaking populations after US, India, Pakistan, and the UK. All this sounds pretty plain and ordinary, but in fact, the diverse linguistic groups living in the country use over 175 languages for their internal communication. Since many of them exist only in spoken form, it's impossible to calculate the exact amount. 13. Their capital is the most densely populated city in the world. The nation's capital, Manila, and its 16 surrounding cities that make up the Metro Manila area have a population of 12.8 million people. During the daytime, this number gets way higher since many people come here to work. And while the number doesn't sound that crazy, take note that all these people live and work in an area of 16.56 square miles. This makes the population density equal to 111,002 people per square mile.
Wow.
And that's 5 times higher than in Mumbai or Paris, for example.
Okay, so to explain lang bakit ganun siya ka-populated. We all know now in the Philippines, meron tayong tinatawag na Metro Manila rate and provincial rate when it terms of sa work, salary. So, mas malaki talaga ang salary ng mga workers dito sa Metro Manila than those who are working in the province. So, parang I believe meron atang isinusulong na din para ma-prorate na din yung sa province para maiwasan na din yung super traffic pagka papasok ka sa work, ganun. Kasi siyempre, naintindihan naman natin kasi you want what's best for yourself and family. Lahat naman tayo nagtatrabaho para sa sarili natin, sa pamilya natin, at sa mga binabayaran natin. So, yun yung isa sa mga reasons bakit sobrang populated ng Metro Manila or ng Manila is rather. So, tuloy.
12. They have churches in shopping malls. Shopping malls aren't merely a place where you buy stuff for Filipinos. They are safe, air-conditioned community hubs with gyms, health clinics, concert halls, nightclubs, parks, and even churches inside. So it's no surprise that they are the favorite place to meet up with friends for so many locals. And 3 of the world's 10 largest shopping malls are located in the Philippines. They are Mega Fashion Mall of SM Mega Mall, SM City North EDSA, and SM Mall of Asia.
SM North EDSA, hindi EDSA. SM North EDSA. Although acronym naman talaga si EDSA. Okay.
11. Filipinos are the #1 texting nation in the world. You already know Filipinos love meeting up with friends at shopping malls, and when they can't see each other in person, they text. And when they do it, they rarely limit it to, "Hey, how are you?" In fact, they send about 400 million texts a day, and that's around 142 billion texts a year. It's more than the US and Europe put together. Not exactly a little number for a country of 107 million people.
I'm not sure if counted na din dito ngayon yung sa Messenger. Pero alam ko ang Pilipinas ay nasa top 10 na pinakamaraming users ng Facebook. I think so. Tama din dapat yung yung sa Messenger dito. Grabe talaga mag-send ng message ang mga Pinoy. Totoo yan. Kahit ako, aminado ako dyan. So, si hubby, niraratrat ko yun ng ano, ng message even before na uso pa ang SMS. Ngayon kasi Messenger na tayo eh. Messenger, DM sa Instagram, yan, social media. Yes. So, tuloy natin.
10. They have a unique form of transportation. If you visit Manila, you'll notice some interesting looking vehicles called Jeepneys. They are converted U.S. Army Jeeps that stayed in the country after World War II. Filipinos adapted them to transport up to 18 passengers who jump on the jeepney going in their direction and ring the bell for
18? Sigurado kayo sa 18?
it to stop.
Wait lang. Ever since kasi nagko-commute na ako via jeepney. So, I think grade school pala hanggang sa makarating ako ng college. Hindi pa ako nakaranas ng ng jeepney na may bell para i-ring mo para ma-stop. Alam ko kasi 'pag sa jeepney sisigaw ka, eh. Parang pe-prepare ka pa, eh. Sabay, "Para po!" O kaya, "Sa tabi na lang po." 'Pag hindi ka narinig may kakatok, "Oh, para daw." May kakatok dun sa taas, 'di ba? Dun sa bubong ng jeep kakatokin 'yun, "Para daw po, sa tabi na lang." So, gano'n. Hindi ko siya naranasan na, may bell na niri-ring para mag-stop. So, baka kayo naranasan, comment down na lang kayo if naranasan niyo 'yan or kung may alam kayo na, specific area kung saan may mga jeepney na may bell na niri-ring para mag-stop. So, ayun nga. During my times, ano siya, palakasan ng boses. Ang gagawin mo talaga palalakihin mo yung boses. Okay, tuloy natin next.
There are about 50,000 jeepneys in Manila, and they all look different, with basketball stars, cartoon characters, inspirational quotes, neon lights, and whatnot on them. There are 2 major problems with jeepneys: safety concerns and pollution. They produce huge amounts of black smoke. So hurry up if you want.
Wait, just to give you an information, kaya siya nagpo-produce ng black smoke dahil diesel siya. So, usually, mga diesel vehicles, meron talagang black smoke. Ang pinaka-problem niya, bakit siya ganun kalakas mag-produce is that yung iba kasing jeepney, hindi siya talaga pasado sa emission testing. Unlike yung mga personal vehicles, mga SUV na diesel power. So, I think yun yung pinaka-problem. Yung iba nakakalusot sa emission testing. At saka, may point din tong video na 'to na i-try niyo na habang hindi pa sila nawawala kasi parang, I think isinasa batas na yung pagfe-phase out ng sa jeepney, yung mga old school na jeepney and nilalakad na din yung mga modernized na jeep. So, yeah, tuloy natin.
On a ride before they get replaced with a rapid transit system. 9. One of the islands has more volcanoes than towns.
Kamigin. Kamigin yan.
The Philippines are, without a doubt, a super scenic location. Among all the islands that are a part of it, Camigan sure stands out, with more volcanoes per square mile than any other island on the planet. The island is 14 miles long and 8.5 miles wide and has 7 volcanoes and 5 towns. And even though earthquakes and eruptions shaped it, volcanoes have been deep asleep since the 50s, so thousands of tourists can safely visit the island these days. 8. Their national flag has a secret meaning. The national flag of the Philippines has 2 bands of blue and scarlet, and a white triangle at the hoist with a yellow sun and 8 rays, each of them standing for one province of the country.
Correction. Not all the provinces of the country, ha? Kasi yung 8 provinces na yan ay yung 8 na provinces during the Spanish war or colonization era sa Pilipinas. Sila yung nag-stand up against Spain. So, sila yung 8 province ng Pilipinas na lumaban o umaklas laban sa mga Espanyol. Okay. So, ayun lang info lang. Sasabi niya, one province of the Philippines lang, stands for each province of the Philippines. So, to clarify lang, para klaro tayo, ano siya, 8 provinces ng Pilipinas na lumaban laban sa mga Espanyol o nag-aklas during yung time nga na kino-colonize tayo ng mga or na-colonize na tayo rather ng mga Spaniard. Yan. So, tuloy natin.
The yellow stars stand for the 3 largest island groups, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. What makes the flag really unique is that it can be reversed to declare a state of war. This happened during the Filipino Revolutionary War of 1898 to 1901 and during World War II in 1941 to 1945. 7. Boxing directly affects crime rates in the country. Filipinos love boxing and are crazy about their most famous boxer, Manny Pacquiao. Whenever he fights, the whole country is glued to its TV sets. And according to the Philippine National Police, PNP, crime rates in the country drop significantly when he's in the ring. During his 12-round fight against American boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. that went from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., not a single crime was committed in the whole Manila metropolitan area. It was basically the same during other major fights with the participation of the people's champ, Manny Pacquiao.
Wait, hindi lang crime rate, pati ano siya, pati yung traffic jam sobrang sobrang bawas din. Kasi kahit linggo sa EDSA, sobrang traffic pa din. Usually kasi Sunday Sunday, not sure if pinalabas din ba ng Saturday ang laban ni Pacquiao dito sa atin, pero alam ko talaga Sunday siya. So, kahit Sunday, traffic pa din sa EDSA. Pero 'pag laban ni Pacquiao, parang ghost town yung EDSA, as in talagang parang Silent Hill, walang masyadong sasakyan talaga. Sobrang bilang mo lang yung makakasabay mo. Bilang na bilang mo lang sa mga daliri mo yung makakasabay mo sa EDSA 'pag Linggo at laban ni Pacquiao. So, yeah, aside from the crime rate, yung traffic jam sobrang nagda-drop din, 'yan. Okay.
6. A lot of Filipinos work abroad. It might be because of their flexible and reliable character or the fact that they speak great English as a second language. But more than 11 million Filipinos work abroad. It's around 11% of the population, and a quarter of all overseas nurses in the world come from the Philippines.
Um, Siguro nabanggit ko na rin kanina 'di ba nung nag-start, bakit, yung mga taga-provinces lumuluwas pa ng Manila para magtrabaho dahil sa Manila mas maganda ang rate compare sa province when in terms of working. So, gano'n din kung bakit mostly sa mga Filipinos na kababayan natin at saka graduate ng nursing nasa ibang bansa. Kasi mas malaki talaga yung, real talk lang ha, mas malaki talaga yung sahod sa US, Canada, sa UK, mostly ng mga, other countries talaga abroad, mas malaki talaga ang sahod ng nurses compare dito sa atin sa. So, kaya napipilitan yung iba kahit na gusto mag-serve or kahit na gusto dito na lang sana magtrabaho para makasama yung pamilya, eh, napipilitan silang lumipad papunta sa ibang bansa dahil nga doon mas nabibigyan sila ng kumbaga halaga at saka mas yung work nila, eh, yung speaking of work na lang, eh. Kasi siyempre 'pag nag-aaral ka dito sa Pilipinas hindi naman din biro magkano yung ibabayad mong tuition fee. So, parang hindi mo din agad siya mababawi 'pag nagtrabaho ka na dito sa Pilipinas. Unlike kung sa ibang bansa ka magtatrabaho, in a span of few years, malaking balik na sa'yo. Saka talagang worthy talaga yung binibigay na sahod sa mga nurse sa ibang bansa. Yun lang yung masasabi ko kasi dad ko OFW, ate ko OFW, lola ko OFW. Actually, dun na talaga sila base sa US, eh. Hindi na sila OFW, dun na talaga sila base. Citizens na sila ng US. Kaya ang laki ng difference ng salary ng mga nurses in the US than dito sa sarili nating bansang. So, real talk lang naman, hindi ko naman dina-down na hindi ko naman sinasabi na 'wag na kayo dito magtrabaho bilang pero yun lang yung observance ko. So, yeah, opinyon ko, you know, yun yung nakikita ko, yun yung naobserbahan ko at ilang taon na din na mulat ako sa ilang taon na akong nagtatrabaho sa corporate world. So, alam ko yung talagang pagkakaiba. Yeah. So, sunod tayo.
5. Their rice terraces are the eighth wonder of the world. Banawa rice terraces
Ano daw? Parang banal yung rinig ko. Banawe, ha? Banawe Rice Terraces.
are the oldest
Okay.
in the world and were so smartly designed that they still bring a harvest of rice and vegetables, most of which get exported. And it is believed if all the terraces had been built end to end, they would stretch halfway around the world. Today, these places bring the country more money as a tourist destination than rice plantations, and thus they play an important role for the economy of the Philippines. 4. They produce a lot of coconuts. For years, the Philippines had been the number one producer of coconuts in the world. And even though the leadership now belongs to Indonesia, 153,532,000 tons per year is still an impressive number, isn't it? These coconuts are used to make anything from clothing to beauty products.
Wait, clothing and beauty products lang ang nabanggit mo. So, yeah, from clothing to beauty products and also cleaning products. I'm not sure if, hindi ko na sure yung mga generations ngayon kung naranasan pa nila na pagdadalhin sila ng bunot. So, bunot is made of yung coconut shell. Yun yung ipanglilinis mo ng platform ng classroom nyo, saka sahig, lalagyan mo ng floor wax, tapos bubunutin mo. So, yun yung way mo kung paano mo siya papakintabin talaga. Very useful ang coconut. Madami talaga siyang use. Even, hindi lang yung pagkain sa loob, pati yung kanyang shell.
3. The first European to visit the Philippines was Ferdinand Magellan. The legendary explorer made the first record of the archipelago among the Europeans in 1521. He founded the first settlement in Cebu, and thus most of the area became a Spanish colony. This explains the fact that around 90% of the population are Christian, unlike most of the country's neighbors. In 1898, the Philippines went under U.S. rule and later, in 1946, became an independent republic.
At ang nakaaway ni Magellan ay walang iba kundi si Lapu-Lapu. At mga ano tayo, may mga paano tayo dito, tips and bonus ideas, mga ganon.
2. A Filipino made the first karaoke machine. If you love to sing along, you ought to thank Filipinos for your favorite pastime. The first karaoke machine in the world was created in 1975 by Roberto Del Rosario. He patented as the sing-along system, and even though there were some attempts to claim his creation, he still remains the only patent holder for the karaoke system. 1. The population is extremely good-looking.
Charot. Kaya ka Diyosa ng Stevie eh, 'di ba? Diyosa. Charot. Okay. Itong gumawa ng bright side video na 'to, medyo gusto ng maganda-gandang points sa Philippines, ah.
Along with their love for boxing, texting, and shopping, Filipinos are crazy about beauty pageants. It might be the years of American rule that gave them this love for competitive beauty, but the fact remains a fact. They have won in all major international pageants 15 times. There were 4 girls crowned Miss Universe, 1 Miss World, 6 title holders of Miss International, and 4 Miss Earth crowns. The first official pageant was held within the country in 1908, and since 2001, it's not just about beauty, but also for the promotion of environmental protection. Would you like to visit the Philippines? Or maybe you've already been there.
So that concludes the video. So number one talaga is madaming magaganda at pogi sa Pilipinas. Charot. Hindi, pero ano naman talaga, madami tayong gandang mukha, like celebrities. Kahit nga hindi celebrities, eh, minsan may mga kasalamuha ka, akala mo artista pero talaga sila artista, normal na ganda talaga, mga gwapo. Sa mga, I think, sa mga celebrities, magagandang mukha sila Liza Soberano, Marian Rivera, Kim Domingo, 'di ba? Ang gaganda ng mga mukha ng mga so, kung may hindi man ako nabanggit, lahat kayo maganda at gwapo. So, 'yun. So far may mga na-correct tayo na like for example yung sa language. So, Filipino talaga. Second language lang natin ang English. Lagi niyong tatandaan 'yan. Kaya may exam kayong ganyan. Charot. Hindi,
Let me
pero yun nga. Thank you sa panonood dito sa video na 'to, and if you have liked the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell para sa mga susunod pang upload at mga ka-boredom ko, boredom moments ko, eh, yung mga reaction video ko so, yeah, maraming maraming salamat. Thank you for tuning in Jocelyn's TV. If I'm not here, nasa Facebook lang ako. Peace out. Bye.